Well, that God put in my heart, okay? So most of you know me as Dr. Willie Hudson. That's my husband over there, Pops. You know me as his wife. So as I get into my address, I think I should preface it by telling you that America is not the place of my birth. And in case you didn't pick up on the accent, it isn't. However, it's a place that I appreciate. I actually love this place. I've lived on two other continents. And I've been here since I was a teenager. So I'm telling you all this because as Black Americans, you're born here and you're raised here, and you were brought up in a society in which the dominant culture has exerted its social, economic, and ideological influences for hundreds of years, okay? And as a Black person who has assimilated into the American culture and the African American, forgive me for using that term, but the African American subculture, all of your lived experiences are not mine. Some of them are, but a lot of them are not, okay? But the struggle is definitely mine. I share that with you. And I know that the struggle is real, okay? So I'm asked to give you guys just come out here and share from my heart and appreciate you guys. So, to the outside, being that I was originally a foreigner, when you look at America, it has this facade of everything is hunky-dory, we're all equal and so on and so forth. But for those of us living on this soil, we see beyond that facade and we know that it's a falsehood. It's a falsehood. They declare that we have life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness, but we know that's not quite the fact for everybody. Okay? So I want to appreciate you guys because you have withstood and endured a whole lot. Okay? Many of you were not expected to be here in this kind of an arena. Okay? Because you see, society has branded you criminal elements. That's just one of the brands. Now, is that not true? For some it is. They have accepted the image that society has put on them. But I applaud you guys because you stepped out of your circumstances. Some of you, could have been you. But you listened to that voice of dignity within you because it just would not be silent and you wanted more. You wanted more. And you didn't settle for the status quo. Instead, you broke the mold and you shattered that status quo and you kicked the doors down that was trying to confine you. And you've taken the road that is less traveled. You've decided to explore life of the mind, as it's called. And here you are at Azusa Pacific University. Who would have thunk it, huh? They say that to keep anything from us, you hide it in a book. But I tell you what, you brothers have opened that book. And not only have you opened it up, you have fed on it. And I'm here to tell you that that is what is a threat to this society. Brothers that think and use it for the right purposes, for the right reasons. So I encourage you that even when you get out of this institution, that you continue to be lifelong learners. Lifelong learners, because you know what? This is your training ground. This is your training ground. You are our future leaders. The black community depends. The existence, its very existence depends on you guys. So guess what? You've got a whole heavy burden on your shoulders. But you're following in the footsteps of great men of valor, of the likes of Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Frederick Douglass, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., and that's just to name a few of them. And you have contemporaries like James Cone and Cornel West. Okay? So we look to you. And I applaud you. I applaud you because not only did you take the road less traveled, you, like I said, you refused to take on that label that they try to put on you. They try to say that you're shiftless. You lack ambition and incentive. Well, hell, it's kind of hard to have incentive when you're growing up in the hood, on the fringes of society. It's a little rough, you know? So they tell you your criminal types, well, like the rapper and prophetic activist, in my eyes, Tupac Shakur, like he said, he called that thug life, baby. Thug, the hate you give. The hate you give. And so what he said is that that quote-unquote hatred were really the injustices that the hegemonic society has poured onto the black community. And that's what has resulted in the criminality. Because guess what? Brothers got to survive. Now, I'm not condoning the behavior. I understand that. But when you have no jobs, you lack employment, when you're living in slumlord conditions, when the educational system within the inner cities and the ghettos and the barrios of America lack that level of preparation, what's a brother to do? What's a sister to do? Okay, we have teachers that go in there just for their own benefit. I'll tell you a story. I was subbing in the public schools, K through 12. And actually I was in the Etowanda district, and that's up until middle school. And when I was in there, they thought I was a teacher. The subs came in, they thought I was a teacher. The teachers thought I was a new teacher, you know, go figure. But the thing is that when I told them I wanted to go to I want to be in the inner city. I want to go where my people need me. You know, and I was ready to go down to Compton, to Watts, and my husband looked at me like, girl, please. But really, that's where my heart is. We minister a lot in Inglewood and in those areas anyway. So I said, okay, I'm going to San Bernardino. And you know what they told me? They said, oh, no, with your skills. They said, you will be the lone soldier on the field. Go to the people that's going to make something of themselves. And these are teachers. Exactly. Look, Max would look at me like, yeah, that was exactly my look. And I said, what do you mean? You said, they told me to go to the people that you know going to accomplish something. I said, well, what about the rest of the people? What about the rest of the students? Somebody's got to care about them. They're like, oh no, you're just wasting your time. And that's in middle school. That's the mindset. Okay, so they pass us through. They pass us through. You know, expecting nothing to become of us, expecting us to fail. The system, the education system is set up for us to fail. So I applaud you that despite all those odds, that you have persevered and you have shown the world. Okay, yeah, okay, it's California, but it's still the world. You've shown them that you can be more than what they say. You know, I'm going way off script, that's not what I wrote. That's not what I wrote, but you know what? I think it's what you need to hear. Okay? I want to talk a little bit about racism because it's just so prevalent. But I want to preface this by saying that racism is a spirit. It's a spirit. And it goes way back. It goes way back. In this country where the then dominant culture intended to dominate this land, and we know it took it from the Indians, slavery, and so on and so forth. But that spirit of racism, in where they try to make us out, categorize us as with the animals and, called us beasts. Try to deconstruct our humanity, if I can put it that way. To deconstruct our humanity and make us to be like beasts with just raw, basic animalistic instincts without the real capacity to love. And that thought still perpetuates today. It still perpetuates today. But I'm looking at some strong brothers in here. And I want to tell you that first of all, your identity is in Christ. Because we are all made in His image and likeness, despite what they try to teach us. All made in His image and likeness. And your dignity comes from your kingly ancestry. Yes. So each and every one of you, you are kings. You are kings. I thank God for you, and you, all of you. Okay? See, it was my husband, Dr. Willie Huston, sitting over here, Pops, that said that racism cannot be outfought, but it can be outsmarted. And I endorse that thought. Okay? We can't outfight it, but we can outsmart it. And so what you're doing with feeding your mind, that is the real threat. It's your intellectuality, not your brawn. That's the threat. See, they expect that you're going to get angry and rise up because, hell, you've been going through crap for a long time, excuse my language, but you know what I mean? You've gone through it. Maybe some of you got stopped on the side and, with the profiling and so on and so forth. Maybe because the car you drive or just walking black. Driving black is walking black. It's just being black, period. You know what I'm saying? So you may have had some experiences. But the thing is that despite the attacks and despite some of the traps that have been set for you, you are here. You are our hope. You're men of promise. You're men of dignity. And so I applaud you for overcoming so many hurdles and that's thrown up and just set up at every turn for you to fail. But back to the brawn. They expect that you're going to come out angry, and you have all right to be angry because of those situations, the conditions that you've seen, and stories you've heard about what your parents and grandparents may have gone through, and some that you've gone through. But you see, that's playing right into their hands because you cannot win. You can't win that way. That's why you got to feed your mind. That's the weapon. That's your weapon. I think it's Matthew, I want to say 10:16, that says that we ought to be as wise as serpents and as gentle as doves. Now that's two polarities, but that held intention, I'm telling you, that's subversive language. That's subversive language. So we don't go with the brawn because you play into their hands. They expect that and they're ready for that. This is a militarized nation we're living in. They are ready and waiting. Just making it easy to take you out. Okay? So this whole racism thing, like I said, it's stretched from slavery through Jim Crow all the way into the 21st century. So right now we're living in the era of the new Jim Crow. The era of all this mass incarceration and the institutionalized prisons and you know, racial profiling and just open bigotry. And I say open bigotry because when the number 45 ran, he ran on the platform of let's make America great again. That was just code. That was just code. Let's put things back the way they were. Let's put these uppity ninjas back in their place. Because one of them made it to the highest post in this land. So his whole plan is another attempt, in my opinion, to rewrite history. The way they rewrote history and took us out of the books. Changed things. See, but trying to remove two, not just one, two black intellectual icons. That was President Barack Obama and his wife, Michelle. First Lady Michelle Obama. You see, because with them, we have something to look at, some people to look at and say they have made it. They give us a sense of hope. They help us to dream again, to know that some things are possible. And so you all are to be lights in your communities. Your empowerment is not for yourselves. It's not just for yourselves. It's for your people. And like I said, this is training ground. So when you go to your community, you'll be the light that helps somebody else to dream. Help people to dream again. You'll be the beacon that helps to lead them out of a state of mental slavery into a state of a new black social consciousness.